Hey, I wanted to go over a new piece of equipment with you. This is the ROLL-1 trauma pouch, and the ROLL-1, the history of this thing is it was originally made for some guys that were working in Syria, special operations guys. ROLL-1 refers to the one of the four roles or echelons of medical care. ROLL-1 being that tactical unit level stuff that keeps people alive. ROLL-2 is where you would send somebody on a medevac or casevac, and then 3 and 4 are surgical and stuff like that. So this is basically an Ifak is what it amounts to. And so let me just explain how this thing works. It's designed to go at the base of a plate carrier, right? It goes into the available Velcro at the bottom of a plate carrier and just kind of hangs down here. And so this gives you, if you're doing long vehicle movements, this is good lumbar support. There's nothing taken up. There's no real estate taken up here. And it gives you just a simple way to keep an Ifak without having some kind of cancerous bulge somewhere on your gear, like over here or wherever. And it's just slim, and the other benefit to it is this thing is ambidextrous. So you've got a pull tab on this side, you've got a pull tab on this side. So you can get it from either side, left or right hand, without having to to do a lot of work to get to it. So how does it work? Well, you reach and you grab the tab and you pull the contents out. And the contents then are in this roll here, and everything just kind of rolls out. So in mine here, I've got the gloves, right? The nitrile gloves that you put on your hands and protect yourself from somebody else's blood. Sometimes you'll see guys have black gloves or darker gloves. Just a suggestion, you cannot see blood on dark gloves very well. So light, white, blue. Remember the rule, light's right. So that applies not just to weight, but in this case to gloves. So gloves there. And then a nasopharyngeal for jamming it down somebody's nostril and get them breathing again. A Sharpie for just writing on a Ifak, writing on a tourniquet rather, when you put it on, or marking on somebody's forehead or whatever else you need to do with it. So Sharpie. A tampon, and no, this is not a female's Ifak, but a tampon has a lot of different uses in the field for medical issues. And then we've got emergency trauma dressing. And a lot of this is North American Rescue product, and you can't go wrong with these guys. They got great stuff, nicely packed. And then we've got just some compressed gauze, and compressed gauze is awesome for just make a knot at one end and just start jamming into a hole. It says made in China. And we'll let it go. And then we've got some more gauze to control bleeding. It's hemostatic dressing is what it amounts to. So it's infused with ingredients that will help blood clot faster, because the goal is to help bad guys lose blood and help the good guys keep the blood, because our body works like a hydraulic system, and if you lose too much hydraulic fluid, i.e. blood, your pressure drops and you are going to expire. So we want to keep the blood in the good guys and pour the blood out of the bad guys. So there's that. And then there's a back pouch behind this, and we've got two hyphen chest seals back here. And if you're unfamiliar with those, basically if somebody gets a punctured chest wound that is penetrating into the lung, it can cause a pressure issue that will allow them not to have the chest function like it's designed.
Introducing the hyphen chest seal from North American Rescue. The hyphen chest seal is a self-adhesive occlusive dressing designed specifically for use in the management of casualties with penetrating chest wounds, which air may enter the chest cavity during the normal respiration cycle. Commonly referred to as a sucking chest wound, a tension pneumothorax can develop with a sucking chest wound, when the chest wall defect creates a one-way valve in which air can be drawn into the pleural space but cannot exit. Since the air cannot escape, the intrathoracic pressure increases, and a life-threatening tension pneumothorax can develop. The initial management of an open and/or sucking chest wound is to immediately apply an occlusive dressing to cover the defect and secure it in place. This casualty has sustained a penetrating chest wound to his anterior chest with no exit wound. His lung has collapsed, and it is interfering with his ability to breathe. He requires the immediate application of a hyphen chest seal. These wounds are rapidly treated by applying a hyphen chest seal during expiration, placing the casualty in an upright position or in the recovery position, and monitoring his respirations for the possible development of a tension pneumothorax. Step 1. Wipe any dirt and/or fluid from skin with sterile gauze pad. Step 2. Grip large white flap and peel clear liner from dressing. Step 3. Place dressing on patient, adhesive side down, centered over the wound. Step 4. Peel and remove small white flap. Step 5. Firmly press dressing to skin, forming an effective seal.
And there's two of them because there might be one on the back side too. So you check front and back, look for entry and exit wounds, and you put one of these over both sides, and then that seals up the chest cavity and allows them to hopefully get back to normal pressure in the lungs and allow the lung to work. It's not a medical class here, but that's kind of what the concept is. So anyway, that's that. So all of this stuff goes in there, rolls up nice and tight. That goes in there. And if you don't want to wear this on the bottom of your plate carrier, you can take this thing and attach it to a, you can put it on the belt if you have the space. Most belts have, I'll show you how it attaches here. So this thing has got hook on one side, loop on the other. And so if you've got a gun belt that, and most all of them are, they're, most outer belts have this, so you just basically take this thing and flip it so that the loop side is making contact with the belt and have this dangle on the back of the belt. Then this thing will hang and ride on your backside. Or you could also put it in the front of your plate carrier and have it hang there. Or you could just forget this thing altogether and just use this as a container for your Ifak and just throw it in a bag, put it in your truck. It's just a real good, simple way to keep medical equipment on you. So that's it. It's the ROLL-1. And when you buy, if you buy it, Ferro Concepts sells it, but if you buy it, it's going to come like this. It's not going to come with all this. All this stuff is extra. You have to buy the medical equipment yourself, and that's probably a good idea. You want to go in and pick your medical equipment out based on what you're doing. The one thing you did not see in this setup was a needle decompression, which is, it's something that has got a specific use, and it's in the Ifak that's on my belt. But there are things that you might want that are not in some kits. So you can go to North American Rescue and buy them a piece at a time and just outfit the kit based on what you do and what you need. So that's the ROLL-1 by Ferro Concepts.